What's going on, everyone? It's Manny from BackCourt Violation, hitting another video. And this video is, I know it's a couple days old, but I got to talk about it, man. The Rockets have now offered 4 first-round picks for Jimmy Butler. Um, it's been a couple days. I waited because I was thinking, we'd have an answer by now, whether the Timberwolves would accept or decline. And I haven't really heard anything other than the fact that they've made the offer. And first and foremost, man, love Jimmy Butler. Would like him to be a Knick next year. But 4 first-round picks is a lot because they're not just giving up just those 4. They're probably going to be giving up, I would imagine, Eric Gordon or PJ Tucker, if not both. I had saw some, some pictures, and it was like the Rockets' possible starting lineup, and it was obviously Capella, and then it was like PJ Tucker, Jimmy Butler, Harden, and Paul. And I can tell you right now, like I would be shocked if PJ Tucker was on that team with them, as with Eric Gordon. I mean, I can't see them being able to keep both, even with the 4 first-round picks. Thibodeau is just trying to take everybody from every team. It seems like, like I said, he turned down Richardson, Bam, and a first-round pick from the Heat, and it's just like that's a pretty decent. It's a pretty decent haul. You know what I mean? Like I probably would have done that trade. But he didn't, and he hasn't pulled the trigger on this one yet. And anyway, just the thought of Jimmy Butler being on the Rockets is crazy to me. I mean, let me know in the comment section, guys. Would that team now? Let's take PJ. Let's just take the 4th starter out of that team, and let's just say it's let's for shits and giggles, let's say Melo starting. So let's say it's Capella, Melo, Jimmy Butler, Harden, and Chris Paul with like Gerald Green off the bench, right? Does that team beat the Warriors? Does that, what happens there? Because we saw what did they go to 7 games left? They were a quarter away, a half away from making the finals. So first time since 95 they would have made it. I don't know what to make of it. It's hard for me to sit here and say that any team could beat the Warriors. But I mean the defense on that team with Capella, Butler, and Paul. Plus Gerald Green gives it his all too. You know what I mean? It's not like he's a terrible player. I would love for Gerald Green to be on my bench if the Knicks were good. So that matchup would just be crazy because you'd have to think, if it was you're going to a 7-game series, and let's just for shits and giggles again, DeMarcus Cousins is healthy, so you got Capella guarding Cousins. Capella would give Cousins trouble. He's one of those guys that gets irritated quickly. Got Draymond Green. He'd probably do work against Melo. I don't know if Capella could stop him. He stop his mid-range or whatever. But Melo's a shooter, and shooters shoot, whether they're hot or cold. So take that how it is. Nobody can stop Kevin Durant. But I mean, if anybody other than Kawhi Leonard's going to give it a shot, or maybe LeBron, Jimmy Butler would be the guy I'd like to see do it, and I think he could maybe keep him in check, stop him from balling out, having a crazy game. Looks to me like this year, I don't know, Klay Thompson, he's always going to be the forgotten one, quote unquote, so he's like the Chris Bosh, doesn't mind about his numbers. So, Harden will be guarding him. Harden's not the best defender. But obviously Harden would have the better offensive game. I'm just, I don't know how Klay would do in that scenario. And, you can't really stop Steph either. The only person, in my opinion, that can stop Steph is himself. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like some nights because he's, like I said, it's kind of mellow the thing. Shooters shoot, and sometimes your shot's not there. So some nights he has bad shooting games. But Chris Paul is, like one of the best defensive point guards in the game. So you'd have to think he would at least be able to keep him in check. That being said, like I said, please let me know in the comments who do you think would win. I'm gonna be a little biased here because I'm not big on the Warriors. I'm just I'm not. So I'm gonna go with the Rockets in that one. I think they've made 4 finals in a row, and they're going for the third. Yeah, the 3P would be cool to watch. I will admit that. At some point you got to sit back and respect greatness. We've done it with the, whether it's with the Spurs or you want to flip the football and go, as much as I hate them, with the Patriots, at some point you got to respect it. So, and whether how you feel about LeBron, you have to respect what he's done. So, yeah, like I said, let me know who you guys would think in that 7-game series. I'm going to go with the Rockets on that one. And let me know how what 2 players you would throw in the deal with them, because that's what it's been rumored, that it's the 4 first-round picks and 2 players for Jimmy Butler. And let me know if you pull the trigger on that. Or if you would have taken the Heat offer instead with Bam, Richardson, and a first. Because, I just, this is kind of like with the Melo talk now. Now it's just so much to keep up with. You don't even know what you're hearing is the truth anymore. Because, I just, as a GM, whether you want to keep Jimmy Butler or not, right? As a general manager, can you justify turning down 4 first-round picks for anybody? Not named Anthony Davis? I don't know. To me, I'm taking this one. I just, as long as I had the understanding with the owner, and I'm speaking from a general manager standpoint, or head coach, whoever's making that decision there, whether it's Thibodeau or whether it's the GM and Thibodeau, as long as I've got their trust and they're like, hey man, you know what I mean, we got to get Jimmy out of here and you're good regardless. If they say to me, I'm good regardless, I'm making that deal and I'm going to build around Karl Anthony Towns and Wiggins, and normally I wouldn't be upset with that, right? But I don't know if you guys saw the other night, but who are they playing? The Timberwolves. Was it the Spurs? No, because that was I forget who they were playing. Oh, it was the Raptors. I'm sorry, they were playing the Raptors. Really excited about that game, watching that game, and it was a great game too. But it would have been better, man, if Karl Anthony Towns was feeling it. Some nights this guy just doesn't want to play it. I don't get it, man. How can you be 7 foot, and just number one, not even look like you're attempting on defense, but then how can you be a 7-footer that can kind of stroke the 3 a little bit? You've got to, he offensive wise, and I'm just straight up talking offensive wise, he is top 3 offensive center in the league, and for him to just, drop the ball like that, I don't get it. Maybe Jimmy Butler's just totally in his head, but to a certain extent, that just tells a lot about his mentality. I don't want to be here. And you can see it on his face that game. He just really didn't want to play. But on the other hand, though, Wiggins has been playing like there's a fire lit under his butt from all this. Now, I don't know if that's him trying to show the Timberwolves, yo, get rid of this guy. I got this. I can handle this. And maybe if you got rid of him, Cat would want to play more because he wouldn't be sour or whatever. I don't know. But to me, that's also not good because it's what if you and Wiggins end up getting an argument too? Were you just going to, pout? So I don't know what to make of it. I know Thibodeau is a guy, he likes his veterans, which is why he's obviously wanted to keep Butler, and you kind of heard maybe he would trade Cat or Wiggins instead. Don't really agree with that. If Butler doesn't want to be there, he's going to leave regardless. We have seen what happens to a franchise when you get nothing for him. The Cavs just absolutely sucked when LeBron left. The Thunder messed around and got lucky that they were able to get Paul George, because when KD left, man, that was just bad. Not only was it bad for basketball because he went to the best team in the league, it looked bad on him. It looked bad on the GM. I was worried the Thunder were gonna suck, and that's not a knock on Westbrook. It is just so hard to do things on your own, and that's not a knock on Steven Adams too. Love Steven Adams, but it just seems to me in today's game, man, you can't win with defense. You can play all the defense you want, man, but these guys are gonna throw up these 40-footers. So that's that. But yeah, and if you guys actually have, any other offers you think would work, I know the Clippers really want him. What would you offer if you're the Clippers? Would you get rid of Tobias Harris? Obviously it's a no-brainer for Jimmy Butler. You would, but I like Tobias Harris. I know they like him. So would he be someone you would want him to play with Jimmy Butler, or would he be someone you want that you wouldn't mind getting rid of? And I don't know. I would like to keep him. So yeah, let me know what you think about the Rockets offer for him, what you think about the Heat offer for him, and just, yeah, any other offers. All right, man, this is Manny from BackCourt Violation. I'll see you next time.